So getting started right where we left off, we're just gonna select on our little leaf piece here. And let's go ahead and pull up our hyper shade so that we can assign that material to it. So we can go up to our windows and then into our rendering, to our hyper shade. And what we want to do is we just want to assign that material. So just right click on it, assign material to selection. There we go. Now you could assign the material to everything right in the beginning, but it does create kind of a crazy looking model. But if it floats your boat, go for it. Now what we want to do is get into our UV editor. So we're going to go up to our UV texture editor right here. And we'll see if we can share the space. There we go. And we can find our UV right here. It's been planar mapped, so it actually looks pretty good right in there. I'm going to go into my face and select on that object, and then let's go ahead and go to a scale tool. Let's just scale this guy down a little bit. And let's move him into position. There we go. That's a nice little spot right there. You can see it already coming together right there. That's going to look really neat. And we're probably going for something right there at the tip. Now make sure we've got it the right direction. So that's definitely the starting point and the ending point. So we're looking good there. We have a nice width all the way across and everything shows nice and there's not really any stretching. So this one is going to be pretty easy for us. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. All right. Well, since that was so easy, one of the things we can do is we can go ahead and make some copies of this. So I'm going to go ahead and make some copies. And Control D on the keyboard is a good way to make yourself some copies. And let's turn on our image. Take our box off. There we go. So I'm just making a handful of little copies. And we just really want to just take and lay these pieces in here and keep them kind of nice and organic as we go. I doubt that a level was used to make this, so the more random you can make it appear, definitely the better for the model it'll be. Alright, we're looking pretty good right in here. I think that's about all the copies I had there. There we go. Go back to our perspective view. Yeah. And we're just going to kind of lower, raise, and just step them over and under each other. And take some time, have some fun with it. It's definitely a neat part of this model. Now I'm going to take a selection. I'm going to select all those parts and pieces we just put on and hit Control D, and that way we make one nice big selection and just drag that one down, and then we're just going to rotate those around. And you can just do Control G on the keyboard, or you can go up to your edit and do a group. And we're just going to group them all together just to make it easy. And then we'll go in here and let's just rotate that around a little bit. Let's find a new spot for it where we haven't been before with the other ones. There we go. Then back out to our perspective to see how we're doing. Okay, looking pretty good. Now, some of the sorting that you're going to see in here, sometimes it's going to pull one that's lower and make it look like it's above the other one. We can adjust some of that sorting if we want to. So inside of our renderer and our viewport 2.0, we can go in here and we can look at some of the options they have for trying to improve some of the sorting. And what we can see is we have the transparency algorithm. We've got our object sorting, our weighted average, and our depth peeling. Our simple. Our simple, it's really not going to try to do any kind of sorting. It just draws them wherever. The object sorting tries to sort them from furthest object to closest object, does its best. This is kind of a known problem, something that you're going to run into a lot of times. So your best bet is just sort of live with it, and then when you render it out, the render will come out the way it's supposed to come out. You can also try under your shading and your polygon transparency sorting on this one, but we don't really have an option for it right now in this mode. Alright, but besides that, we're looking pretty good. We could actually do one more run of those leaves, so I'm going to have that selected. I'm going to do a Control D, make another copy, drag that down just a little bit. Let's just rotate this guy around. Nice. And let's see if we can cover up a couple of those little spots here and there. We might even select these individually and see if we can't do our best to cover up any little spots that we have that are still kind of showing. Let's see if we can get in there to select on this little guy here. There we go. And all you really want to do is just enough that you can start to cover up any of those last little gaps that might be in there. Main thing to remember is have some fun with it. You got some great shapes here to play with and some fun little textures. So keep it fun, and make a neat little shape with it. Alright, that gets us a good roof. We've got some good walls. We've got a little top piece that we're going to work over next, along with probably one of the other simpler shapes. And we'll start that next.